Alright, so this is my Yamaha XSR 850, XR 850. Yamaha calls it 900, but it's really 850 or 847. So I'm going to talk about rear suspension setup adjustment here with the stock suspension. Since this is a stock suspension that has rebound, really no need to get an aftermarket. I think this one works fine. One thing to note is that the front suspension tends to be a little bit softer than the rear, and the reason for why the OEM does that is because with these rears, they sort of meant it so that you have the pilot and the passenger. So basically these rear suspension tends to be a little bit on the firm side, and their valving is slightly potentially could be slightly fast, but or it's meant for more weight. But this bike has rebound adjustment, so that's cool right there. All right, so let's start out with preload and sag. So how you adjust your preload here is via this little ring here, and you see these each notches, and the bike comes with a wrench that you could adjust this, and you click it, and from here you could see where the stopper is right here. You can click it, each step at a time. I think it was 7 steps, I believe, something like that. But anyways, I'm actually on my softest preload right here, and you could go further and further if you're heavy. I'm pretty light. My riding weight, fully geared up, I'm only about 160 pounds, so I'm pretty light. So I use the softest setting. Again, the OEM's kind of designed for so that you can sort of ride 2 up as well. So that's why the rear shock is sprung kind of heavy. So anyways, I'm at the light the setting, and I actually haven't checked the how much sag I have, because I don't have someone else to measure while I'm sitting on the bike. The front is a little bit easier since you can use a zip tie on the front, but on the back it's a little bit more difficult. So how you want to measure sag if you have another person is, first off, you have to basically get the bike so that the rear wheel is basically off the rear wheel is off the ground, so there's no weight on it. And what you do is you measure from somewhere as close to the axle as you can, somewhere around here. Take some fixed point, maybe the top here, top of the slip or something. If you're using a measuring tape, it hooks up nicely right there. Wherever, it doesn't matter. Pick a spot somewhere as close to the axle as you can. Then from there, go straight above, plumb above to wherever some other reference point out up here somewhere. It doesn't matter, at the seat, the fender, wherever. It doesn't matter. You pick whatever. All right. So with the rear wheel suspended off the ground with no weight on it, everything, you measure that length. Then once you're fully geared up, you sit on the bike like you were in the riding position, more or less. And while you're straddling the bike, just lightly take your foot off, or it sort of takes 3 people to do this properly. One person is the rider sitting on there in the riding position. Another person holds the bike from the front end so that it stays upright. Then the third person would do this measurement. If you don't have 3 people, 2 people could do. It won't be as accurate. Straddling the bike, but you won't fully be able to get your feet off the bike, because you won't be able to keep it balanced for long enough or steady enough to get an accurate measurement. So you basically have to be, your feet will be on the ground, but really, really lightly, barely touching the ground, so just enough to keep the bike as steady as you can and balance. Minimum weight on the ground. Second person will measure from whatever point you pick to whatever point you pick up here. And so the difference between those 2 points, from having your body weight on the bike versus the wheel lifted off the ground, with where the suspension is fully extended, that difference is your sag. So ideally, sag amount is somewhere between 20 to 30%. For this bike, if you were to have a 30% sag for this rear travel suspension, the 30% sag would come out to about I think it was 39 millimeters, and I have no idea what my sag is because I'm so light and I'm using the lightest one, and it seems to feel all right. You know, when I tried other settings, it just feels a little bit too hard. Seems like I get, you know, almost full travel with this. I'm not sure if I actually do full travel or not. But you know, looking at the shock here, it seems like I get most of my travel. I tried it in others harder preloads, and it would not get the full travel here. And you can see from the cleanliness and the dirtiness here on that shaft. So anyway, so that's preload. So now you have preload set properly. This other adjustment that it has on here is rebound. So rebound is actually right in this hole here. You can actually look through there. Let me point my camera up a little bit. So right in there, so you can kind of see right there, that spot right there. There's a rebound adjustment. It's a little flat head. It's just, you know, it looks just like the forks. You know, there's a one direction that says H, and the other direction says S. S stands for soft, H stands for hard, and what Yamaha means by that is soft means minimal rebound or minimum dampening control. So basically, as soon as what that means is, as soon as the suspension gets compressed, it has minimum dampening. So basically, it will spring back right away. Whereas hard means or slow rebound means when the suspension gets compressed, it will spring back slowly. So that's Yamaha's soft versus hard. So how I did this here, and this one is very similar to the front as far as how many turns. It's about 3.5 turns or so, something like that, from full clockwise to full counterclockwise. So what I did was basically I went from full clockwise, then I turned it counterclockwise, one full turn, rolled around, see how that felt. Then I came back and turned it full in the other direction. So if you go full counterclockwise first, then go back clockwise one, then when you come back, go full clockwise all the way until it stops, then go back counterclockwise one full turn, and compare those two, and whichever feels better, that's the one that you should start your reference point at. From there, you have to ride around a little bit, see how that feels, get kind of used to it, see how it feels, see if the back feels kind of snappy or not. You know, sometimes if the rebound is too fast, you know, there's not enough dampening. The back, you know, when the suspension compressed, the back feels like it snaps back real quick, meaning you feel it in your butt, you feel like the back end just kind of snaps back at you, and it sort of feels kind of like it lifts you up a little bit, sort of bucks you. So that basically means the suspension dampening is too fast. The rebound is too fast, so you have to slow it down. In other words, Yamaha says if that's like that, that means, according to the S and H, that means that it's S soft, right? It means it's too soft. You need to tell it to a little bit harder so that it slows down the rebound dampening on here. So you could go one way or the other. You know, once you have your reference point, go one way or the other, see which one feels better. You know, one click at a time, see which one feels better. Actually, this thing doesn't have clicks. The fork that has clicks. This one doesn't have clicks. But anyways, I would go down. I would turn it, say, a quarter turn at a time. That flathead screw on there, that's on there. And the other thing I could also do is on that screw, just like with the front forks. Just like with the front forks here, on the screw here, you know, I took a marker, a Sharpie, and colored one side. So I do that. I also do that with the. I also do that with that screw in here. I color one side so that I know, you know, how many turns I'm at, instead of just forgetting, and you're like, oh shoot, where am I, etc. Right? So anyways, quarter turn at a time, one way or the other from your reference point, and which direction feels better, feels more smoother, that's the direction that you should go in. So again, go quarter turn at a time, and just keep on going quarter turn until it feels worse. When it feels worse, then go back quarter turn until it physically works, then you sort of have an idea where, and you slowly get an idea of your exact point. So once you get down to closer to your exact point, you start making it even finer. Instead of a quarter turn, you could turn it eighth of a turn, and that's more or less what I did. I believe I have this thing at I tried both directions from full soft, full hard, and my reference point was from full soft, or basically, full hard, meaning slow rebound, full in that direction. Then I turned it back one turn, and I went one way or the other, quarter turn at a time. Then when I felt the one that was best at quarter turn at a time, I fine tune it down to eighth of a turn at a time, and I got the spot where that worked for me. So everyone's a little bit different. Your riding weight's different. Your style, etc. So that's how you adjust that. Just your suspension. So that's it. All right. Thanks for watching.